Are you afraid to miss out on the latest marketing insights? Before we dive into the marketing stuff, let's talk about something even more important. Hitting that like button and subscribing. Think of it like turning on the GPS before a road trip. You wouldn't want to get lost, right? Subscribing is your way of staying on the right path for all things marketing. And hey, sharing the video, that's like bringing snacks for the ride. Everyone wins. All right, now that your GPS is on, let's get going. Here's what we'll cover in this series. Chapter 1, Marketing Insights. Chapter 2, Target Audience. Chapter 3, Market Research. Chapter 4, Branding. Chapter 5, Customer Engagement. Chapter 6, Sales Strategies. Chapter 7, Digital Marketing. Chapter 8, Measuring Success. Ready to master marketing? Let's get started. What's something people don't know about marketing? It's that analyzing and understanding your insights is the foundation of success. Think of this as the fuel for your marketing engine. You need to gather data, look at customer behaviors, and understand what your audience actually wants. Spoiler alert, it's not daily marketing emails that make their inbox look like a to-do list. Let's look at two companies, Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster had all the data in front of them. They knew their customers rented movies. They saw the rise of the internet. They saw the shift towards digital streaming. But they didn't analyze these insights correctly. They thought people would always want to visit stores and rent physical DVDs. Oh, Blockbuster, bless your heart. Now, Netflix did the exact opposite. They understood that people were tired of late fees and driving to rental stores. They analyzed the shift towards convenience and digital consumption. Instead of fighting the change, they embraced it by offering online streaming. And the rest is history. Blockbuster, well, they're the marketing version of I'll get to it tomorrow. Spoiler, tomorrow never came. Everybody is looking for the secret to successful marketing. So far, we've covered understanding your audience and conducting market research. Next up is defining your marketing objectives, which is a crucial step in your marketing journey. You've got all this research, but now you need to set clear, actionable goals. What do you want to achieve? More sales, more followers, a stronger brand image, or maybe just fewer awkward silences during your team meetings. The clearer your objectives, the better your strategy will be. Let's compare two fast food giants, McDonald's and Burger King, to see how objectives can shape outcomes. Back in the early 2000s, Burger King launched a campaign called Subserving Chicken, which was quite innovative for its time. It was an interactive website where people could command a guy dressed as a chicken to do anything, dance, jump, or just sit there. It was quirky and engaging. The goal was to promote their chicken sandwiches in a fun, engaging way that would capture attention. And guess what? It worked. The campaign was a huge success. The campaign went viral, and sales of Burger King's chicken sandwiches shot up significantly. Their marketing objective was clear: create buzz and drive sales for a specific product, and they nailed it. On the flip side, McDonald's had a misstep with their Arch Deluxe Burger in the 1990s, which was a costly lesson. They spent over $100 million trying to market a burger for adults, but it didn't resonate. They should have just called it the fancy burger no one wanted, because that's what it turned out to be. McDonald's core audience wanted affordable, family-friendly meals, not a burger with a side of disappointment. They missed the mark. The whole thing flopped harder than a high school dance floor, and they had to scrap the whole idea, losing millions. Defining the right objective can make all the difference in your marketing efforts. Without a clear goal, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. Spoiler, spaghetti doesn't stick. So, set your objectives wisely. Everybody is looking for the secret to effective marketing. In this series, we've covered setting objectives, understanding your audience, and now we're diving into developing targeted messaging. Once you have your objectives clearly defined, it's time to develop your messaging. This is where you speak directly to your audience in a way that truly resonates with them. Remember, you're not just talking to your customers, you're having a meaningful conversation with them. So, no need to sound like a legal document or a robot. Let's take Apple and Microsoft as prime examples. In the early 2000s, Apple launched its iconic Get a Mac campaign. They had a clear message: Macs are cool, easy to use, and perfect for creative people. The ads featured two characters, one representing Mac and the other representing PC. The Mac character was laid back, while the PC was clunky and uptight. It was basically cool kid versus try-hard nerd vibes. And it worked brilliantly. Microsoft, on the other hand, responded with its Laptop Hunters campaign, trying to show that PCs were more affordable and budget-friendly. But their message didn't really stick with the audience. It felt more like they were saying, hey, we're not cool, but we're cheap. The problem was, while Apple was talking about how people felt using their products, Microsoft was just listing features and technical specs. Spoiler, people like feeling cool and stylish. What I wish I knew at the beginning of my marketing journey instead of learning it the hard way. In this series, we've covered understanding your audience, crafting your message, and setting your goals. Now, let's talk about where you deliver your message, choosing the right channels. It's not just about what you say, but where you say it. You wouldn't try to sell snow tires in the desert, right? Let's look at Nike and Reebok. Nike's Just Do It campaign was a massive success, not just because of the slogan, but because they knew where to reach their audience. They advertised during major sports events, sponsored athletes, and placed ads in all the right places. It's like they said, hey, we know exactly where you hang out, and we'll meet you there with something awesome. Reebok, on the other hand, tried to compete with Nike in the same space, but they were all over the place. It's like they were saying, we're here, also here, and over there too. But when you spread yourself too thin, your message gets diluted. It's like trying to butter toast with a spoon, not very effective. You need to watch this if you struggle with understanding your customers. All right, next up, creating a customer journey map. Think of this as the blueprint of your customer's experience. It's like knowing where the speed bumps and shortcuts are, so you can make the ride as smooth as possible. Let's compare Amazon and Sears. Amazon has mastered the customer journey. They make it so easy to find what you need, check out, and get personalized recommendations. It's like Amazon is your shopping buddy. And Sears, well, they were that store where you'd go in for a shirt and leave an hour later with nothing because everything was too hard to find. Sears stuck to their old ways, assuming customers would just come to them no matter what. It's like they said, if we build it, they will come. But people didn't come. And Sears learned the hard way that if you ignore the customer journey, you're taking a one-way trip to obscure retailerville. This is gonna blow your mind. We've covered the essentials of market research, strategy development, and campaign planning. Now, let's dive into the final step, implementation and measurement. Finally, it's time to implement your strategy and measure its success. This is where the rubber meets the road and the real action begins. You've done all the planning, and now it's time to see if it works. It's like baking a cake. You've mixed the ingredients, but if you don't check the oven, you might end up with a burnt mess. For this, let's look at Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign. They printed people's names on Coke bottles, and it became a massive hit. People started sharing pictures of their personalized bottles on social media, and Coca-Cola was like, free advertising? Don't mind if we do. The whole campaign was a sweet success, pun intended. On the flip side, let's look at Yahoo. Remember when Yahoo was the king of search engines? They tried to compete with Google by launching new features, but they didn't measure their performance effectively. It's like they kept adding bells and whistles without realizing people just wanted a simple, clean interface. While Google stayed focused, Yahoo became a cluttered mess and eventually fell out of the race. Lesson learned. If you're not measuring what works, you're just guessing, and guessing can be costly. This is gonna blow your mind. Let's recap what we've covered so far and what's next. Chapter 1, understanding market research. Building a successful marketing strategy isn't just about luck or creativity, it's about research, setting clear goals, crafting the right message, choosing the best channels, understanding your customer's journey, and tracking your results. It's like trying to make the perfect pizza. You need the right ingredients or you're just left with a soggy mess. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more insights like this, hit that subscribe button. It's like adding extra cheese to your marketing pizza, always a good idea. And if you're facing a marketing challenge, shoot me an email from the description below. I'm offering free consultancy to help you out.